Radio on the Queen's Jubilee Platinum weekend, and we had so much fun in Milford Haven last night. It really was brilliant. I'll recap on that and let you know how you can listen back to it if you did miss it in a few moments' time. And also in Milford Haven this morning, we have the lovely Tracy Olin from Patch, who is celebrating a very special day today. Happy 14th birthday, Patch.
Yeah, amazing.
Wow. I mean, it's just, I cannot believe you're 14 years old today. That is just mind-blowing. Because I remember as a spotty little teenager, you launching, and I'm like, wow. Okay.
Well, I was a spotty teenager. I wish.
I tell you what, scary. That's what it is, Trace. Scary.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's scary that it's 14 years ago, but also scary that 14 years on, we're still needed, but I would say 1,000 times more than then.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really hard when we opened because to find premises, nobody would believe that we were just going to give something for nothing and keep to all the regulations and everything. And the wonderful guys at Clavey Community Church, they got a new building and they built a room for us, and we were there for 5 years free of charge, and then we just got too big, and from then we've just got bigger and bigger. We've got a 2-story building in Charles Street now, as well as Tenby, and we've not got enough room. So wherever we go, we won't have enough room because people keep donating. Oh, you can hear my dog.
Postman's arrived. Yeah. I mean, going back all those years, though, Trace, I mean, you know, a decade and a half near enough. Who would have thought back then that times would be that difficult, that you would have to go through yet another energy crisis, the rise of cost of living to go even more extreme, and then just to top it off, to go through a pandemic? I mean, no one would have ever had that foresight. But I mean, just thank goodness you've been there to help the Pembrokeshire people get through it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was quite good that nobody had heard of food banks really when we opened. But, you know, I investigated the need, and there was definitely a need, and that was proven by the amount of people that used us. But now, I mean, just last month, we gave 13,110 meals in 1 month, and that was a 71%. Oh God, Chris will be really proud of me, my treasurer.
He would.
Correct. A 71% increase on last year. And when you think last year, it was the pandemic which caused a huge increase. We're now doing in a week what we used to give in a month, probably only 4 years ago. It is just crazy. And you know, in the pandemic we had fewer volunteers. We closed all the smaller groups and started delivering. Apart from Tenby, they were open and they were delivering. Still happening. We're all delivering still, trying to work out what is the best way in the excuse me, in the future. Because it's all about clients always, and clients can't afford the petrol to get to us. So we're relying on the wonderful people in Pembrokeshire to help us so we can continue to pay for the petrol to deliver it. And we've got volunteers that deliver. We need more. Excuse me, I don't know where my voice is going. We try really hard to use volunteers in their own vehicles, so nobody knows that it's Patch on the doorstep. So still trying to keep that anonymity for our clients. So yeah, it's.
I mean, really you always do it with great dignity. Just touching on those figures, Tracy. I mean, hopefully Chris will be happy with this one. Just did a quick calculation now. I mean, 13,000 meals throughout May. That's over 400 meals a day. 419 to be exact. I mean, that is phenomenal. I mean, that's a huge amount of work effort from, you know, your team. So, you know, a whole lot of praise, and, you know, it's all thanks to the Patchites, you know, yourself, absolutely. Carol, the backbone, Jan, everyone that really does just put in a fine slog every day. And I'm sure you'll agree, you know, it's a milestone that we should recognize, and We want people to donate today. 14 items, £14, whatever you can do. But I mean, I'm sure you'll agree it's not a birthday you really want to be celebrating in a sense either, because, you know, as you
Absolutely.
always say, we shouldn't be here.
No, and that's why when on Facebook I put "we celebrate," I put it in inverted commas, because you're so right. We should not need all these food banks. We should not need any food banks. I don't know what the answer is, but it's cruel, it's dire, and people are actually suicidal because of, you know, I've had someone who hasn't eaten for 3 days and was too embarrassed to come to us. And that should never happen, because a lot of the Patchites have been there and have had to have food from Patch themselves, including myself when I was a volunteer. I understand how hard it is to admit that you need it, but please do, because it's completely anonymous. Everyone signs a confidentiality policy, and you know, unfortunately, it's too common. Nobody bats an eyelid now because somebody needs a food bank. And what a situation that is, that it's normal. It's as normal as popping to your local supermarket now. And that's just dreadful. And I can only see it getting worse because we're expecting another increase in the fuel bills. It's just dire and cruel. And I'm not going to keep on because I'll get very emotional and very angry. But it is, my job does make me angry and lose my voice.
No,
Wow.
I mean, it is a very worrying time, Tracy. As you say, the fuel cap is coming off again in October, yet another hike. You know, it is a very worrying time for lots of people, for lots of families. But yeah, thank you for everything that you do. Kelly Davis has been in touch saying, Tracy, you do a brilliant job for Pembrokeshire. And you know, we would quite literally be in, you know, I know where we sit in the poverty line in Wales in the UK, which is quite shocking as it is, but I do feel without Patch we'd probably be bottom of that pile. We'd be right down there. So you know, it's thanks to you and your team that I feel that we're not. So for that, thank you, and many happy returns.
It's my team. I mean, my team do all the hard work. They are just phenomenal. And when you said 400 meals a day, that's why they're so tired.
Yeah, 420. It's frightening.
420. Wow. If they're listening, then I bet they're as shocked as I am on that. I've always been good at maths. You know, that's mind blowing. You know how much they have to work carrying the tins and all the deliveries as well. But you know, that's horrible statistics.
It is. It's awful, and the team have been very busy at the moment, Tracy, getting ready for the opening of your new shop.
Oh yeah, we've got this amazing lady called Liz. She's opened so many charity shops, but she's had to get used to the fact that we're not like any other charity shop, because you know, clients will always come first, and the idea of the shop is purely to give more dignity to our clients. So when they, you know, they've always been able to choose what they want if they can get to us. But this just makes it more normal because it's part of a shop. And, you know, Liz has come up with some amazing ideas, and she gave them to me. No, that's not good. Well, actually, that is really, really good. So she's been a blessing in her few months she's been with us. And I'm really excited. I mean, obviously, it's going to raise some income for Patch, but that isn't the primary reason we're doing it. It is to give more dignity to people, and only the person at the till and the client will know who's paying and who's not. We're yet to work out that system, but I think we know how it's going to work. So clients will still be referred to us, but they don't pay a penny, and they can have whatever they've been referred to us for, and they will always remember. They will always be our reason to do this is for the clients. Money's good, but that's secondary. It's about the clients.
And we will keep you posted, of course, when the shop opens. We'll be at 81 Charles Street, I believe, in Milford Haven when it does.
Yeah, the
open.
downstairs will
It'll
be
be
there,
at
and
Patch
hopefully we'll
HQ.
do a grand launch, and you'll be there to cut the ribbon for us.
Of course
maybe,
we will. We'll come. We're not worthy of cutting the ribbon, but we'll certainly be there. You, my dear, will be cutting the ribbon with, I'm sure.
I don't do the work.
The mayoress. I mean, I'm sure Kathy would love to come down. We'll get the mayoress involved.
Hopefully to still be mayor by then, because who knows when it's going to happen. But it will.
Yeah. Tracy, as always, thank you so much for joining us here on the show. It's always a pleasure, and always quite emotional. It's scary, it's worrying, but you get people through it. As Patch is celebrating its 14th birthday, please donate 14 items, 14 tins, or £14, or do all three if you really want to go all out. Please head on over to Patch Charity Pems on Facebook. You can see the link scrolling across the screen on our socials. Oh, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Thanks to producer Tom for sorting that out. He's an absolute star. So on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, you can see it scrolling across the bottom. Facebook.com/Patch Charity Pems. All the details there. Please donate and do your bit and help the people of Pembrokeshire. Tracy, enjoy your celebrations. Put your feet up, have a little tipple, enjoy, and lots of love from us all.
The Queen has given us a day off to celebrate. That is amazing. Thank you, Mum.
Shows where you are regarded, my lovely. Thanks, you, Mum.
Toby.
Absolute pleasure. Tracy from Patch right here on Pure West. Do your bit, donate today, and make a difference to the people of Pembroke.